Hello again and welcome to Shop Time. After making this video, I realized that there was a lot more to maintaining your L-acoustic speakers. So in this video, we'll be focusing on a high frequency driver that fails an enclosure check. I would certainly recommend watching this video before you spend money on a new diaphragm. In this demonstration, we'll be using an L-Acoustics high Q stage monitor. Performing the enclosure check, we'll be using an L-Acoustics LA12X. The enclosure check measures the impedance of each output, giving you a possible 5 results. OK, which means measured impedance is within expected range. A question mark, which means you either have the wrong preset or you're not using an L-Acoustic product. NC, which is not connected. And OK, measured impedance is not within expected range. This is what we'll be covering today. Undef, which means undefined. Measured impedance is undefined. We'll cover that another time. The 3 bits we're going to need are a Phillips, a 3mm, and 5mm hex bit. Tools and supplies needed. We're going to need some painter's tape and a plastic card. I'll explain more later. A torque screwdriver with the torque setting at 3.5 Newton meters or 30.9 inches per pound. This is depending if the torque is measured in Newton meters or inches per pound on your tool. And lastly, a can of compressed air or equivalent to do the job. All right, here we go. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the rubber guards on each side to get to the 3 screws that we're going to take out. Once we take out those 3 screws, it could be 4 screws. Nope, 3 screws. All right. And we're going to take out the 4 main bolts that hold the speaker in. All right, once we do that, pull it out. Now we want to obviously watch out for the cables in the back. Go ahead and undo them so we can get the speaker completely out. Remembering which one goes where. Kind of self-explanatory. Now the whole purpose of this video is to show you all the dirt and grime that can get built up in the high frequency driver, which can in fact give you a negative result on your enclosure check. So this is what it looks like once you take the diaphragm off, and what you're going to do first is you're going to blow out whatever you can of any loose debris. Next step, you're going to get a card and you're going to wrap some painter's tape around it for the sticky part sticking out, so you can get through all the crevices of your driver and get all the dirt and grime and whatever else you can get out of there. You're going to go around each circle as well. You'll see the dirt that comes out, so it makes quite a bit of difference. And actually that will make the difference in your enclosure check, just that alone. All right, after you rub it down with some alcohol, get it nice and clean. I should mention that if it came with a shim, you should replace it, put the shim back, because that's something that comes by the factory. Some drivers have shims, some do not. If you find yourself with a shim in it, go ahead and replace it, make sure and put it back in. That's from the factory. Here's the part you're going to torque down your screws. If it's in Newton meters, it's going to be 3.5. If it's inches per pound, 30.9. You want to get each screw in perfect. You want to go ahead and reconnect all your terminals, put the speaker back in. As standard practice, you'll want to have the same torque on each of the 4 screws holding down the hardware and speaker in place. This torque should be set at 5 Newton meters or 44.2 in inches per pound. Let's see how we did on our enclosure check. High frequency, okay. All right, and that's going to do it. So we'll see you next time on Shop Time.